moving on to Man United versus Sunderland. Let's have a look. Very, very interesting. So we can already see Man United have a win ratio of 67% playing at home, while Sunderland have a win ratio of 33% playing away. So technically, in terms of numbers, Man United have won 2 games at home. I actually didn't know that. Sunderland won 1 game away. So in terms of just looking at the win ratio, the first thing we notice is Man United are 33% likely to win. At the same time, Sunderland have more points than Man United, and they have got a difference of 9 league rankings. Sunderland are surprisingly at a higher ranking than Man United this season so far. And they've been really, really good. They have been really good. In terms of goals scored, though, they haven't been scoring much goals. They've only scored 2 goals in the past 3 game weeks. Man United, on the other hand, scored 1 more goals. But look at this. In terms of goals conceded in the past 3 games, Man United have conceded 7 goals, while Sunderland conceded only 1 goal. Now that just tells you that Sunderland's defence is on fire at the moment. And with Omar and Reid, his header, he scored a goal, and he was my prediction. I actually predicted he's gonna get big points. I predicted that and this is something interesting. If Sunderland, and they've got an excellent defense so far, if Sunderland keep a clean sheet, they have excellent defenders with a lot of DEFCON points. I'll show you here. Look at this. This is a list of the total number of DEFCON points generated by the team. And if I just look at Sunderland, Aldery, he's got 8 DEFCON points over 6 games. And you can see here, 4 games in a row he's been getting DEFCON points. That's crazy. And then he got a massive point haul this game week. So what I was saying is Sunderland have got excellent defensive contribution points, and in terms of bonus, Sunderland have got excellent bonus as well. Look at that. This is the total bonus points received by each player. Now you can see what I'm trying to say is it is an excellent, it's recommended and highly recommended to invest in Sunderland players, especially people like Alderete and Mukili, because what they do is they have an excellent conceded. So out of the past 6 games, they've had 3 clean sheets. You can see that on so they had 2 clean sheets. No, 3 clean sheets. He didn't play. He's only played 37 minutes on game week 1. So Sunderland has a very good clean sheet record. And players like Omar, they have consistently received defensive contribution. Now, if Sunderland can hold a clean sheet, you can expect 8 to 10 points per defender when you add the clean sheet points and when you add the defensive contribution points. But if you're super lucky, and if a player like Omar scores, then you're going to get the points for scoring goals, and you're going to get bonus points as well. So it is very, very lucrative. On the other hand, Man United, on the other hand, was very disappointing. I had Bruno on my team, so I got a -1 from him. If you look at game week 26, you can see Bruno would be here, -1. Very, very poor. Okay, taking his time to load. But Sesko had 8 points because he scored a goal. He got 2 bonus points as well. And everyone else had very, very, very little points. But if you look at overall Man United's performance, it has been terrible. Unlike other teams where defenders have close to 30 or 40 points in some occasions, you can see the Man United defenders are barely scraping any points. So we should definitely avoid having any Man United defenders. You could even see Delete has 2.8% of FPL community have invested in him. Everyone else is very low. 0.7 for Harry Maguire. Euro is 2%. And then Patrick Dogu is 5%. Okay, I don't know why people buy Man United players, to be honest. But to summarize, this is also going to be an interesting battle. Let's have a look at Man United record in terms of the games they've played. So out of the 6 games they've played, they've lost against Brentford recently, won against Chelsea, lost against... So they're going to play home. So they won against Chelsea, home. They won against Burnley, home. And they lost 1-0 to Arsenal at home. Now they're going to play... they're going to play Sunderland. And let's see, Sunderland away. Sunderland. So Sunderland, on the other hand, when they played away, they won 1-0 against Nottingham Forest. A draw against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace have been awesome so far. And they lost against Burnley. That was a surprise. 2-0, they lost against Burnley. So 1 draw, 1 loss, and 1 win. And if we just look at their points, so they generated total of 4 points playing away, and Man United generated 6 points playing home. Okay, so ultimately I would say, let's see how the goals have been for in terms of number of goals conceded. Look at this. This is very interesting. Sunderland, whilst playing away, they have conceded only 2 goals, and it all came from 1 game. So for the past 2 away games they played, they actually had a solid defense. So that is a very interesting fact. So their defense is solid even playing away. So considering Man United haven't been the strongest and Sunderland's defense have been strong, I actually think Sunderland are going to prevent Man United from scoring. So to summarize, I would invest, or I would bring my Sunderland defense to the game, and Man United, I've got Bruno. Bruno's out next game because actually he's not out. I'll keep Bruno in just in case, and Sunderland defense as well. So keeping Bruno should be kind of like a backup option. If you don't have anyone else strong, then maybe bring Bruno in. But if you have a solid defense, solid team, Bruno is not necessarily someone I would bring as a priority. So that's my summary for Man United versus Sunderland.